Hi everyone, it's Chenzo from Reality Art Pod, here to talk about Survivor Season 48, Episode 3, titled Committing to the Bit. Last week on Survivor, after Vula lost their second immunity challenge in a row, Kevin tried to target Say, but that would not happen if she had anything to say about it, and Kevin was blindsided from the game. Before I dive in, I put a link in the description to my playlist where you can catch up on my previous recaps. If you like the content, consider liking and subscribing. My videos aren't meant to replace the original content, and if you missed the episode, you can use the link in my description to try Paramount Plus for free and form your own opinion. But let's dive into it. Following Kevin's departure, the Vulas head back to camp. Mary is relieved to still be in the game and is still at the bottom of the tribe. Cedric tries to comfort Mary, but Mary's over everyone trying to be fake to her. Say is annoyed with Cedric and Justin because Cedric told Say to play her idol, knowing full well that she wasn't getting the votes to leave, and Say is on a mission to find her idol again. The next day at Siva, the usual silly content, this time not talking about nipples, but still talking about David, who Camilla calls a Chad. David shares that he lives in a trailer outside of his dad's house, and he really needs money to start a family. He says his girlfriend is going to leave him if he doesn't win the money. He justifies this, but I hope she doesn't leave him for such a reason. At Purple Loggy, Joe is spending the day building a giant bonfire complete with imaginary wine, cheese, and a little improv with Thomas, who has a black eye from poking his eye out in the last challenge. Shaheen lays out for us that there are two versions of the alliance on this tribe. Both include the three guys, aka the California girls, with either Eva or Bianca as the fourth member. And Star spends all of her time by herself trying to figure out the Beware advantage. So everyone except Star burns this bonfire on the beach without Star, and no mention that she's not there, and no shown effort to invite her or include her to the festivities. At the bonfire, Eva gives Joe some beads, which annoys Thomas, and he catches some eye contact from Shaheen that makes him think that Shaheen is signaling that Eva has to go home. In a weird time jump, it's now first thing in the morning at Vula, where Mary starts looking for the idol despite telling us she hates looking for stuff. She and Say are both looking for this idol, and Say decides basically to stay on Mary's ass all day. Mary tells us that the more Say follows her, the more she respects Say in the game. But Mary sees an opening to flee, so she runs away, being chased by Say as Say says, "I can see you." Mary is even using sonar to find the idol. In this moment, Say also tells us she respects Mary for this. That's what I love to see, women supporting women while they chase the other woman around the jungle. We'll figure that out later, though it's funny to watch the other tribe segments, knowing that somewhere out there Say is still chasing Mary. At Siva, allies Mitch and Charity come up with a plan to team up with Kyle and David and use them as shields at the merge. After some failed attempts, Mitch pitches his final four to Kyle on a boat, but Kyle is still in the Charity Haters alliance with David, Chrissy, and Camilla, but Kyle is happy to be in the middle with an idol in his pocket. Back at Loggy, Eva has a plan. She's gonna try to bond with Star so Star doesn't try to target her. Eva knows that Star has the idol and she asks Star if she has it. Star lies to Eva. Eva's plan is to earn Star's trust by telling Star a fake plan to target Thomas and Bianca together. But Star smartly runs this right back to Thomas and Bianca, and the three of them conspire to help Star unlock the idol, blindside Eva, and take control of the tribe. Thomas is so down for this, especially because he was already thinking of it earlier. The tribes head to their immunity challenge, a classic challenge where one player will be a caller, guiding the rest of the tribe blindfolded to collect 3 bags. They'll then need to guide one blindfolded player through a slide puzzle. The first tribe to finish the slide puzzle gets a large tarp and 2 hammocks, and second place gets a tiny tarp. The last place tribe is punished by Jeff at Tribal Council. Eva, Bianca, Charity, and Kyle will sit out, with Shaheen, Cedric, and Camilla taking point as the callers. So they get started, with Joe speeding through this like a rat after some cheese, impressing Jeff. Chaos ensues as players bump into things, with David taking a huge head hit on a log and a huge log hit on his hog. Lula falls behind, with Cedric giving cryptic directions, including 9 o'clock and touchdown, which confuses Say and Mary. Siva and Loggy get to their slide puzzles first, as Vula are still looking for bags. Vula does make it to their slide puzzle, but Loggy finishes and comes in first place, winning immunity before they even start the puzzle. It almost looks like Vula has a chance, but Siva wins another immunity, sending Vula to their 3rd consecutive tribal council. Before they leave, Jeff asks Loggy to pick 3 players to go on a journey. They pick Bianca, Justin, and Camilla, who head out right away, sending Cedric, Mary, and Say back to camp alone. When they get back, Mary is feeling optimistic because it couldn't get worse. She doesn't believe that she can find an idol in time for tribal, so she decides to play it cool and make everyone think she has one. Mary makes a power move and goes for a little swim. This plan instantly works on Say, who is terrified that if Mary plays an idol that Say would go home. Say tells Cedric that they should put 1 vote on Justin as protection if Mary plays an idol. On the journey, once again players are told to split up to play a game. I would have liked to see more interaction between the journey players each time it's happened this season. They'll each have 7 dice with either skulls, flames, or nothing. They have to keep rolling their dice. If they get 4 flames, they get an extra vote. If they get 4 skulls, they'll lose their vote. Just leaving their fate in this game, completely up to chance, feels so dumb and unfair. Bianca gets skulls and loses her vote. Camilla has flames and wins an extra vote. And Justin skulls out and loses his vote as well. When they head back to their camps, Camilla is honest and waves her extra vote around to a happy tribe. Bianca lies to the group, saying she didn't play in a game and that she still has her vote, but she tells Thomas the truth that she doesn't have a vote. Thomas is still keeping giving his advantage that he won a secret. At Vula, Justin tells the group a really bad lie about the game he played, saying he won an unknown reward that he still doesn't know what he won, and tells them he still has his vote. They get to strategizing. Cedric still wants to protect Justin. He even tells Justin that Say is considering voting for him at Tribal. Justin assures Say that Mary doesn't have an idol, but Say really thinks Mary has it, and she doesn't trust the guys anymore. Say asks Mary about it, and Mary tells Say that she's just giving up in the game. This is making Say believe even more that Mary has an idol. Mary tells us she's committing to the bit. Oops, she said the thing. As they head to Tribal, Cedric tells us he's voting for Mary, Say's voting for Justin, and Mary's voting for Say, so it's all gonna come down to Justin's vote, but Cedric doesn't know that Justin lost his vote, and this is about to be a mess, isn't it? At Tribal, chat is about the group, but Mary doesn't believe in the group. She feels like the world is against her, but Say comes back, saying that she's gotten votes every time at Tribal and has learned she can't trust people. The girls start going back and forth, but it leads to them talking about how much they respect each other, but they still agree they can't work together in the game. Say brings up that Mary has been acting chill at camp and might have an idol. Mary is still committing to her bit, which is a really fun back and forth. They head to vote with 20 minutes left in the episode, and this is really gonna be a mess, isn't it? When asked for advantages, Mary plays her shot in the dark, which Say at first thinks is an idol, and Mary's shot in the dark hits, which is so fun, and she wilds out. Jeff then reads the votes. 2 votes in that pot for Mary, and just 2 votes? Cedric and Say are confused as hell. On the revote, there's 1 vote for Justin from Say, and 1 vote for Say from Cedric. No votes left. At this point, Jeff says he has to reveal to the group that Justin doesn't have a vote, didn't have a vote, never had a vote tonight, and that Say and Cedric have to revote. Say has to vote for Justin, and Cedric can either tie it again or vote for Justin. At this point, if I were Cedric, I would change my vote, but they tie it again, and Jeff tells the group that by rock drawing rules, Cedric is the only person who can make this final decision. So he can either send home Say or Justin, or decide to go home himself. Cedric starts off saying he made his word to Justin first, but Say chimes in and argues that Justin lied about his vote, and Say never lied to Cedric. So Cedric makes a deal with the girls that he'll send home Justin if the girls can get their shit together and be friends, and decides to send Justin back to Luigi's. This was honestly a crazy tribal. I was shocked that Cedric changed his vote after voting for Say twice, meaning Cedric voted for every person on this tribe on this night. But we have to say goodbye to Justin here, whose bio was about him being a Yale grad who went to work at a restaurant to help his family, and we certainly got a lot of references to the restaurant, which was basically free promotion for Luigi's. Someone's got to go to Luigi's and let me know how that pizza is, though. He was playing a really great game. In the first episode, he and Kevin were the swing votes and decided to go with Say's group, and in episode 2, he was in the voting block that voted for Kevin. Even in this episode, he was in a fine place, but he got very unlucky and screwed by the journey, and then got back and lied to everyone about it with a terrible lie. Didn't even tell Cedric the truth, which is so silly since you're going to get exposed for this lie in just a few hours. And with this lie, he gave Say that single value point that Justin lied and she didn't, which I think left Cedric no other rational choice. While I think Justin's going to be a forgettable character, it's mainly the show's fault. I think they didn't find the pizza references funny or big enough, which is why they never made a bit of it, and because of that, maybe they resented him and didn't tell his story at all as punishment, but I do think the story of him helping his family was a nice story and sweet, and it was such a miss for the show not to include that in the 5 hours of television he appeared on. I don't think we'll see Justin again on TV, but in general, I'd like to see the show spend less time on Mr. Magoo idol hunts and more time telling these stories. We got a preview of next week's episode. We're getting a tribe swap, which I'm so excited for. This gives a new lease on life to a lot of likable players. I'm mostly excited for the Vulas, Mary in particular, who's been fighting for her life in every episode. But that's all I have to say about this episode. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this episode, the crazy tribal council, and Justin's departure, and what are you hoping to happen next week? I'll be back next Wednesday with more Survivor. I'm also recapping the Challenge All-Stars 5. If you like this video, consider liking and subscribing. Until next time, you know where to find me. Bye!